One small puncture could leave a family without money, food, or a way to reach work. Not because the tire was ruined, because the tube inside it was. During the Great Depression, some Americans drove on inner tubes covered with so many patches that the original rubber was barely visible. Every sharp stone mattered. Every nail mattered. Every mile mattered. Drivers watched the road constantly because one tiny hole could stop a trip before it began. Many families carried repair kits wherever they went. Others inspected their tires before every journey. Today, most people would throw away a tube in that condition. Back then, many people trusted their livelihoods to it. But why did one damaged tube become so important that families kept repairing it year after year? The strange part was that a puncture was often the easiest problem to solve. Many drivers carried patches, glue, and simple tools wherever they went. A hole in the tube could sometimes be repaired in less than an hour. The real danger came afterward. Every new patch made the tube weaker. Every repair added another point of failure. Some tubes carried so many patches that drivers could no longer remember where the original damage had been. Yet they kept using them. Why? Because a replacement was not always waiting at the nearest store. In many rural communities, the needed tube might be miles away. A farmer could spend half a day searching for one. That created a new fear. What happened if a tube failed far from home, far from town, and far from help? When a tube failed far from home, the problem could become much bigger than a flat tire. A driver might be miles from the nearest town and even farther from a replacement. Some carried spare tubes. Many could not afford to. That left only one option: repair the damage wherever it happened. Farmers patched tubes beside dirt roads. Workers repaired them in empty fields. Some repairs were made under rain, heat, or fading daylight, because waiting until tomorrow was not always possible. A missed trip could mean missed work. Missed work could mean missed pay. That pressure forced people to trust repairs they would never trust today. But every emergency repair created another risk. The next puncture was often closer than anyone realized. So how many times could the same tube be patched before it became dangerous? For some families, a tube eventually became more patch than rubber. One repair covered another, then another, then another. The original surface slowly disappeared beneath layers of fixes. Drivers knew the tube was wearing out. They could see it. They could feel it. Yet many kept using it because there was no guarantee a better option would appear tomorrow. That created a strange calculation. Was the danger of driving on an old tube greater than the danger of not making the trip at all? For many Americans, staying home was the bigger risk. Crops still needed to be sold. Supplies still needed to be bought. Jobs still needed to be reached. So the patched tube remained in service for one more week, then one more month, then one more season. But eventually, every repair reached the same limit. The tube could no longer be trusted. Eventually, every family faced the same moment. The patch would not hold. The rubber would split again. The trip would be canceled. And suddenly, an object worth only $1 could create problems that lasted for weeks. That is what made these old tubes so valuable. Families were not protecting pieces of rubber. They were protecting mobility, a way to reach work, a way to reach town, a way to keep life moving. Children often saw the results without understanding the cause. Fewer trips, delayed purchases, longer waits, quiet conversations after dark. A patched tube never appeared on the dinner table, yet its condition could affect what appeared there. Today, most drivers would never think twice about replacing one. During the Great Depression, many families repaired the same tube until there was almost nothing left to repair. Sometimes survival depended on a piece of rubber small enough to fit beneath a tire.